Hello, y'all. It is time to breathe again on the latest Vocal Sports webcast, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You see us together, Patrick and Charles.
My
And
chewed up hat.
huh?
My chewed up hat.
Oh, you know what? I seen the look you were giving, and I said, what is he doing?
Just ignore me if I look like this because it's like bugging the crap out of me. I'm like, ugh. But I love my dog. I was gonna kill her, but then I decided that I love her too much, so I can't.
Yeah, she's getting it
She's a
together.
pretty cool dog. I mean,
Yeah, I remember how it was when I was down there and she was giving me the dookie look and the stink face and everything. But by the time I left,
well, she loved you.
I know.
Oh, you should see some of the dookie looks she gives, bro. We were walking down the road the other day, and this person goes, "Hey, Luna." She goes,
Who are you?
She was like looking there, and she comes up to a stop, and she just like her head went. I was like, "I'm being rude, rude, dude."
Well, man, hey, you know what time it is, Patrick? It is March Madness time, and
I do got to pull up my bracket.
so I was gonna ask because I know, hey, look, and I know our off-net conversations, we had a lot going on. Well, both of us did, but I don't know if you were able to get your bracket in or to the point where you have your final four.
Bro, I already got my winner.
Okay, cool. Me too. And so, look,
You know me better than that. I'm ready.
Look, I'm just gonna tell you, I'm pretty chalky with mine. It is. I don't have a whole bunch of upsets with this one. And look, I believe there are, I'll go 9 to 10 teams who are capable of making a run to the whole thing and winning it all. But when I did the bracket, it's chalky. Look, I have all 4 number 1 seeds making it to the final 4.
I do not actually. I should have did crap. Then I exit right out of the dang thing.
So I have Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida making it, and Florida's my tournament winner. I think Florida will repeat. I know they stumbled in the SEC tournament against Vandy, but I look at that as awakening for Florida. But I mean, as it was, they had won what, Patrick, 12 games in a row before that loss. So sometimes you get a reset, and you get a smackdown, and it helps you recalibrate things. And I believe that will be the case for Florida. The funny thing is the way I have their region going, because Florida's in the South. I have them playing Vandy again in the Sweet 16, and I think they'll beat Vandy this time. So yeah. That's what I got. I have Duke, Michigan, Arizona, Florida, Final Four, and Florida cutting down the nets in Indianapolis, beating Arizona in the final.
All right. With all of that being said, I actually have UConn coming out of the East.
Okay.
I look. And I went back and forth, dude. I went back and forth on this game. There's so many games that like I went back and forth. I pretty much have a few upsets. Like I do have High Point beating Wisconsin, right? So I do have that.
It's a pretty trendy one. A lot of people like High Point, and I can see why.
I like High Point because Wisconsin can go up or down. And if their guard play comes out playing like on fire, Wisconsin's gonna win that game. But if they don't, and that backcourt just does not do what Wisconsin can do, because they've just been so up and down from what I've seen. I trust High Point's offense more than I trust Wisconsin's defense. Let's put it that way. I have thought about St. John's beating Duke.
Me too.
I thought about that, bro. I kept looking at that, and I'm like, do I have it? Do I have it? And, I mean, I will say this.
Your phone going off.
Huh?
I kept on. What's that? What's that noise?
Duke sucks. But I mean, I want to go with St. John's, but I ended up thinking like Duke will probably pull that out. It's pretty close at all.
If St. John's did win that game,
it wouldn't surprise me one bit, not one bit at all. But I also feel like Michigan State could also come out of that bracket.
They could.
But with that being said, I do feel UConn is going to be the better team coming out of that bracket. So I do have UConn winning that. As far as the Florida, as far as the South, I do have Florida coming out of that. But man, I went back and forth. There's so many games that it's going to be so good. Like that VCU Illinois game. Whew, man, I'm gonna tell you, and there's so many, and I'm gonna backtrack. There's so many 8 and 9 games that are gonna be phenomenal, bro, phenomenal. But I did have Illinois coming, going all the way up, and there was a certain point in my bracket where I had Illinois in my Final Four.
So do you have Illinois beating Houston in the Sweet 16?
I do. Okay. It's going to be Illinois versus Florida in the Elite Eight. And then I have UConn versus Duke in the Elite Eight in the East. Arizona versus Gonzaga in the Elite Eight for the is that the West?
That's the West.
And then in the Midwest, I have Michigan versus Virginia. Now, here's my caveat to this one, because I feel, it's personal feeling, 2 teams could really make it could make a crazy bit of noise in this bracket, and a lot of people are going to be like, man, you're kind of biased about this, but
Tennessee.
If Georgia could beat Michigan, there could be a possibility that they could be in the Elite Eight. I mean, they could do that, right? Even possibly the Final Four, But my pick is Tennessee. If Tennessee can beat Virginia, I really do think they'll be in the Final Four. I think they'll beat Michigan. I don't think that they will beat Virginia in that game, because I do feel Virginia and Tennessee are so equally matched, or like across the board, whether that is points, rebounds, whatever. But I also feel like Virginia can match up with Tennessee really well. And if Tennessee does get that win over Virginia, I think they're a better team than Michigan, personally. So I could see Tennessee in that Final Four, position. Now, with that being said, I don't think Tennessee beats Virginia. I do feel Virginia beats them, and that gives Michigan that nod to me. But man, that's a game that I'm like telling everybody, just watch out for Virginia and Tennessee, bro. That's going to be a great game. But with that being said, I do have Arizona versus Florida in the final, where Florida is cutting the nets yet again.
So we ended up in the same place.
Yeah. But I had to go a little longer of a route, because there's so many games that I was just like, that's going to be a phenomenal game. I mean, like, this one right here, dude, I went back with Ohio State and TCU. That game took me forever to pick, bro.
I was pretty confident with TCU there. I think
Me too.
And going back to your thing about Tennessee, I actually have Tennessee in the Elite Eight. I do think they'll beat Virginia, and then they'll beat Kentucky in the Sweet 16.
Kentucky, I have Santa Clara beating Kentucky.
Do you?
Yeah.
And seeing Kentucky, because Kentucky has the talent to go far, but they just seem to trip up. They have too many ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Like
they trip over their own tennis shoe laces. That's the reason why I got Santa Clara beating them.
But that Tennessee-Virginia game is going to be interesting if it does work out that way, which of course we both do. I like Tennessee's defense. and I believe they can choke out Virginia enough to where they can win that game. The thing with Virginia is, Virginia before, their defense was top. Like every year they were holding, and a lot of that was because of the pace they would play as well. Virginia is going to run the shot clock down. Now they are more apt under a new head coach they had, because it used to be Tony Bennett, but he stepped down. But now they do get up and down the court a little bit. I don't know if that defense is where it was. And if they play a team that's rough, tough, like Tennessee is, I think Tennessee can beat them. Granted, would not surprise me at all if Virginia did pull that out. I mean, they're the higher seed, so technically
they're where they're at because they are good.
Yeah.
But I do want to. I want to mention this game too, because I really do feel it'll work out this way. That Texas A&M and Houston game. That's another game where I almost picked A&M.
Yeah, I picked up as well, and I just A&M
can't finish, bro. A&M can't finish, and it's like they'll beat the crap out of you for 35 minutes. I mean, beat the absolute crap out of you for 35 minutes. And then it's just that last 5 minutes, they just can't do anything. And that was really my determining factor right there. If it wasn't for that last 5 minutes, so they could just quit the game at 35 minutes. ESPN next gen stats ended at 35 minutes. Bro, I'd have Texas A&M all day. Because I do feel like that is a better team. It's just Houston, they play 40 minutes. Texas A&M plays 36. And it's just it's hard to go against Houston when a Texas A&M team plays like that.
I think with A&M as well, Patrick, this is different with this A&M team. Of course, so they have Buzz Williams as the coach. He's in Maryland now. And the new coach who's come in, he has him, I know his first name's Bucky. Because they call him Buckyball with A&M, and A&M likes to press. So from that standpoint alone, that could be a different dynamic to deal with for most tournament teams, because most teams, they're not pressing like A&M does. Right? A&M is relentlessly pressing, and of course, as is the case with all tournaments, the guard play is going to tell the difference there. And part of that is being able to handle a team that presses well. Houston's backcourt with Flemings and Uzon and Sharp, I just think because of the experience they have there, and being that close to winning a championship. I mean, you remember Houston lost to Florida in the final game last year, and a lot of those players are back.
Yeah.
So I think the experience will carry them through in that game with A&M, or a potential matchup with A&M.
Oh boy, let me tell you, I do have to point this game out. You know how much crap I got for picking VCU over North Carolina?
Yeah, you know what? And people have to remember with North Carolina, they don't have Caleb Wilson. I mean, they're freshmen in that lineup. Now, if Caleb Wilson was there, North Carolina could make a Final Four run. They were that good with him. Yeah. But yeah, without him, yeah, it might be. I don't have North Carolina making it out of the first weekend. You know?
I do. That did not take me long. I went when I got to the South. Because I always look over it. There's a couple of teams, a couple of games that are just like, I'm going to pick this team, like Florida. Like, obviously, I picked Florida. Houston. Next game, VCU. Literally was my next pick. I was like, yep, VCU. And then I picked Nebraska. And then I picked Illinois. I picked Texas A&M. Yeah, dog. Third on the list, VCU beating North Carolina. And then Vanderbilt. And that Clemson Iowa game is going to be a really good game too. Iowa, that one. You got Iowa. I got Clemson. And it's going to be a good game, because that's one of those, like the 8-9s.
Always.
Dude, they're always so good. I mean, it's like like the Georgia and St. Louis game. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I mean, I have Georgia obviously, but I mean, dude, they're 8-9, bro. They're 8-9, and most of the time, those games they just go either way because the teams are so evenly matched. There ain't another game evenly matched more than that TCU Ohio State game. Now I picked TCU, but that one's no game is more close than that one.
Yeah, that one could go back and forth as well.
I predicted just in that game alone, I was like, there could be somewhere in the vicinity of like 30 plus lead changes, bro. Starting at the beginning, 2-0, 4-2, 6-8. I mean, it's going to go back and forth, bro.
So, one thing when it comes to this, to having brackets in place, there's always that interesting conversation about how many brackets you decide to do. So, Patrick, I'll go ahead and put it out there. Okay? You held out one finger, so I guess that means you do one bracket.
I do one bracket, and that's the only bracket I do. There might sometime, like last year, I had 3 brackets on my account, but Easton done a bracket and Brantley done a bracket, and then mine. But I mean, dude, I only do one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, look, I have one to go through, and I'm in 2 because I said I'll play in Yahoo and in ESPN, but it's the exact same bracket, both ones.
Mm-hmm. If I did that too, I'd do the same thing. I'd pick because, like, if I felt one way, why would I feel a different way just because the domain name is different?
Right. You have people who will play literally 10 brackets. ESPN, as a matter of fact, you can play up to 25 brackets. That's insane.
Well, dude, remember, it used to be unlimited.
Yeah, it did.
Until that one dude put in like 100,000 of them and had every single combination and won like $1 million off of it or something.
Right. 25 brackets. And I don't know how many you can play in Yahoo, but it's definitely a number bigger than one, of course. So
yeah. It's probably like 10 or 15. Like one day, Bro Epic might blow up one day, you know what I mean? And then I might put it out there, hey, get your bracket in, but you only get one, and you can win $10 million.
Yeah, we just have our
to the channel, and that might happen, everybody. The same.
Yeah, wait till next year. Give it a year. Give it a year. Absolutely. You have a Bofa Sports Challenge too. And so
one bracket, though.
One bracket, yeah. One bracket, yeah. That's all you get. One.
Then there's gonna be them. Then there's gonna be them fools that have like 100,000 emails.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yep. Because they'll sit there. They'll find that loophole. Wait a minute. You didn't say it could have the same username. You know how people get. Always try to find a way. But yeah, I think it's funny thinking about it, how people will just put in just all these brackets, multiple brackets, different combinations. We might have Florida winning, might have Duke winning in one. Arizona's going to win. Let's go ahead and throw a 2 or 3 seed. Houston's a 2. Virginia a 3.
Get that popular Vandy win who 1 in a million chance where you win like $100 zillion off of it, and you just put it out there just to see. And then they're like, then you're like asking them later on, be like, how many brackets you put in? 1. Show me your account. All of a sudden they got like 900 ESPN accounts where they put in 25 in each one of them. I'm like, come on, dude.
It's easy to say 1 when that's the one that wins, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what some people would be. They'd be like, how many brackets you put in? 1 that won.
Sure.
I got you. No, 1. And even this year, there's only 1 in my bracket, or there's only 1 in my account. Even my kids didn't do 1 this year. So,
Well, man, shoot, I mean,
I will say this before you move on. I will say this: if my kids won that bracket, I would definitely take a little bit of credit in that.
I'm
I'm
sure.
not going to sit here and lie. No, by no means. Hey, Patrick, you won a trip to the next year. And I'd be like, yes, I did. Absolutely, I did. Cheers. But was it my bracket? Yes, it was. It was on my account. But I
guardian
do that, so I only put in one.
So. The legal guardian argument. I got you.
Yeah, I gotta put a claim in there somewhere.
Well, after this game, I mean, Texas is in the first 4 game here coming up in a little bit against NC State. So we'll see how far we can get there. We actually got knocked out in the first 4 last year. Xavier beat us that time. So we'll see how we do against NC State coming up. I guess the next topic, Patrick, is I'm not here to really talk about all these moves from NFL free agency as much as I am just thinking about it from how people cover it. And one of the things I had heard, this was on Westwood One Sports, they were talking about, and for those who aren't familiar with Westwood One is the radio, they broadcast all the radio for the college football, for March Madness. They're one of the main networks that broadcast it on their airwaves. But from a creativity standpoint, so here's the thing, Patrick, remember we've been going on through ever since football season ended. And it really shows the versatility on all the stuff that you can talk about, because through football season, it's endless and it's easy. There's a lot of things you can talk about during football, especially college football, where you just have these topics, bam, 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 and it basically paints the whole show out for you. But when football season goes away, and the people want to continue to struggle and try to find things, and it always relates back to the NFL because people can't get the NFL out of their system. We understand football is king in this country, but there's other sports that are going on. And one of the things that I had heard when it came to people trying to cover the NFL is, well, who won the battle in free agency, and what does that say for the teams going into the fall? And I said, really, this is a topic? Look, man.
Topic. I mean, most of the teams that didn't even win free agency last year were the ones that made it to the playoffs. The ones that won free agency are like sitting at home before week 4 was even over.
Right. I was hearing somebody say, the NFC East, because of some of the moves that were made, now they look like they're the toughest division in the league because of free agency pickups. So the NFC West, who had 3 teams win 12 or more games, and they have the Super Bowl winner coming from there as well. They're not tough. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. I know that
the NFC South. I mean, we had a 3-way tie, bro.
Yeah, and the NFC.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know we were like below 500, but the fact of the matter is, there was a 3-way tie in the South.
And in the NFC North, any one of those teams can finish from first to last. Any one of them. I mean, it was kind of the case last year. I know the Bears ended up having 12 wins, but how many of those games were close? Yeah. And I mean, if you go into it, I mean, any of those teams, you could make a case for them winning or finishing last. So I just don't understand how you get to that point just because of some free agency. The NFC East looks like that's the division with the most depth. I mean, shoot, the AFC West, where you got Kansas City, Denver, and the Chargers and the Chiefs. We'll see how the Chiefs come back with the injuries they've had. And I mean, the Raiders look like they might be trying to get a clue. I don't know how good they're going to be, but
we'll see.
Yeah. But I just think when it comes to some of the topics that people try to cover in the NFL in the offseason is really funny. And the default is it is the NFL to try to see how you can relate something with the NFL. So I'm just sitting here just thinking, come on, man. I mean, we can't be more creative than that.
They used to do it about LeBron. Remember?
Yeah, right.
Who's the LeBron James of the NFL now?
Yeah.
What does it do with anything? that always bugged me. Like, oh man, because they were able to refer everything to LeBron. I mean, there was this one year they were talking about something, and they were like, "Yeah, but how do you think LeBron would respond to that?"
That brings me to this
You
point.
remember?
Yes, because the ESPN, I swear, man, they had something. The World Cup was going on. This was back in 2014, and it was at that age where you were talking about how they were trying to relate everything back to LeBron, and it was just, well, what does LeBron think about the World Cup? Who does he have winning?
Like, what does that matter?
Yeah, why? It was so wild. But hey, this is coming from somebody. So for those who don't understand and don't know, look, I'm a journalism major, and sports.
I did not know that.
This isn't for you.
I'm lying. I knew that.
Patrick, this isn't for you. It's for our and
you don't figure, leave it to Patrick try to make it about himself.
No, I know, right? Nah, nothing wrong with that. And look, so I had a journalism class, a sports journalism class, and an ESPN guy came in. And you remember I told you this story, Patrick.
Oh yeah,
but I'll share it with the viewers here.
Yeah, please do, because it's always it's quite comical story, actually, especially when like ESPN people are telling it.
Yes, exactly. So if you are a person who watches ESPN, who has followed ESPN for years or perhaps even decades, then you probably heard how the programming is very geared toward LeBron. So here I am in this journalism class. This is back in 2014. And here I am in this class. The ESPN representative comes on in, and he addressed that very question about the programming being geared toward LeBron. And he acknowledged that programming is like, well, LeBron accounts for almost half of that programming. Think about that. This is the wide world of sports, and this is somebody coming from the station. Shoot, I can sit there. I got an ESPN bag, and I got it from that dude because I answered a question. I was able to answer a question, and he was giving away the merch. And so I can tell you how he acknowledged half of the programming is geared toward LeBron. So if there was any doubt, hey, I got y'all, man. There's no doubt. I heard it from an ESPN rep himself.
Now, here's what's crazy about it. Your key words: wide world of sports, right? How it's like if half of your content is about this man, even when basketball is irrelevant, half of your content is still about that man. It's like that's where it just like it baffles me. Like, why? He's irrelevant at this point. And I'm not saying that in to be like mean about it. I'm just saying it's like he is not a topic of conversation in I guess today he would be, like, literally today he would be a topic of conversation, which brings me to something I wanted to mention later, but I'll mention it right here in just a minute. But when it's football season, that's hard. That's hard because football is so, like you said, it's king in this country. Yet half of your content during football season is about a man not even playing right now. And on top of that, now I'm going to go into my next point, which is way off topic of what we even just talked about. Is he going to retire or not? Because Luka and AR is doing their thing without him. Exit stage left, LeBron. Please.
Patrick.
I know he hasn't had his farewell tour, but still.
Yeah, dude, he's not going anywhere without the farewell tour. You know that. Unless
have a patch for it.
Unless he does go the Tim Duncan route, which I just don't see it. I don't think his ego would let it happen.
I don't think so either. I mean, did you hear that? Did you hear that one thing he said that he has to have? He wants a patch on his jersey for the most field goals.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah. Yes,
he wants that on there, and then this guy on TikTok comes out, and I don't know who it was, but he goes, "Let me just tell you something. He wants a patch for the most field goals made in NBA history." But he's not going to tell you about the patch of that he doesn't want on his jersey about the most field goals he's missed in NBA history. I started laughing. He started mentioning all of these things that he did. And I was like, I got to look that up. I got to see if it's pretty legit, dude. I mean, like, he has all the stats right there. And I was just reading all of them. And I'm like, yeah, he's number one in field goals missed. He's number one in this, and number one in that, and number one in that. And I'm like, okay. I mean, you got credibility now because you know, ESPN has showed that.
and the thing with ESPN is, look, I mean, this is we talk a lot of mess about ESPN, but let's face it, ESPN it's the pioneer. It's the station that has set the stage for all the other stations to follow. ESPN, when you hear the whole thing about hot takes, that's their programming.
Yeah,
the whole basis of their programming is on what's hot at the time. So besides LeBron, because we know they're riding that train. They
riding that train off.
But
they see the cliff coming, and they're going to be like, "Captain is going down with the ship."
They still want it, man. They ain't going nowhere. But anything that is hot, they're gonna be on that, and that is gonna be a flood of their programming. Look, I can tell you, and Patrick, you know this story. Look, I've talked to people who work at the network. I've written them about their programming. So, and I got a response.
I remember that.
Yeah, I got a response. And the guy, and I could tell you the first question the guy asked me, "What's up, Aaron? Good to see you."
Hey, he did make it.
He made it.
Hey, Aaron, quick question before we continue, man. How did the weather turn out up there? Everything good?
I guess he did say all is good. So,
okay, yeah, I missed that. My fault. I was in the middle of asking when you answered my premeditated question that you had already known. So never mind then.
And it looks like we got a follow on Twitch too. So Discord.
You still got that Discord, man, do you?
No. I'm slacking. Aaron said we went from tornadoes to three. Yeah, dude. Yes, the weather has been crazy. We did that here.
That reminds me of England. Remember that day we were in England? I don't know if you were there, but I mean, dude, I was out on the flight line, and bro, I walked into work in Gore-Tex and and my flannel underneath because it was like 15 degrees. Within 30 minutes, it rained, sleeted, snowed. The sun came out, made it 60 degrees, literally 60 degrees, and then went back down to like 20 degrees. I was like, I just experienced all 4 seasons in an hour. And I was like, England sucks.
The weather it's been ridiculous. And Aaron talked about tornadoes to 3 inches of snow and freezing rain in 72 hours. I know here in DC, it was, and this was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, we were in the 80s. The next day, we were in the 30s, and it snowed. And so this is wild. It was a 50-degree difference, literal 50-degree difference.
And I look at Mother Nature and just like, this is the reason why we get sick. Right here, stop, stop it.
Yeah, but Aaron, you caught us in a conversation. We were actually talking about topics regarding NFL free agency and how people on other networks besides ESPN seems like they struggle to think of topics to discuss. So they'll go with the whole who won the battle in free agency. And then we got into talking about how ESPN kind of sets the standard for that because they're the hot take network. They have a lot of programming, of course, dedicated to LeBron, but we also know they are a huge distributor of the NFL. I mean, I think they just bought NFL Network, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so while NFL.com, I mean, they'll still kind of do their programming, there's a nice share of ESPN programming in there. And
oh God.
Yeah. So
hey, the baseball classics here. Ooh, how fast do you think LeBron can pitch a baseball?
And we'll talk about
anything. I don't know, but I wonder if his whole hand can fit around the baseball. I wonder if he can palm a baseball.
Yes.
Who can palm a baseball better, Michael or LeBron?
And whoever wins it is the GOAT.
Yeah, that's a stat. That's that next gen ESPN stat. Oh man, Michael Jordan can only cover like 83%, but LeBron can cover 83.5%. So he has to be the GOAT of basketball and football and hockey and golf because he can make a golf ball disappear in his hand.
And
that's baby. ESPN. See, why don't we work for ESPN? Because we can come up with these stats all day long.
No, Patrick, we will never work for ESPN because if we did, then that would mean
we sold out. That would mean we sold out.
No,
my.
Well, here's the thing. ESPN. Look, I think I do believe, and Aaron actually pointed this out. I do believe they steal articles and steal ideas from us.
Oh, I think they do too. It would not be surprised if something comes up with all this shade they're getting right now. They're probably watching it right now. How many viewers we have? Like 30? All of them from ESPN.
And so look, we
coined that as ours, even though both the sports said it. We said it first because everybody listens to us.
So it's especially when this bad boy starts to take off, that ESPN might be throwing a contract out there. Wait a minute, that's a threat. So you know what you do when you have a threat? Go ahead and try to buy them out.
Yeah, you buy them out. And I'll be like, yeah, bro, buy it out. Then we won't be both a sports. We'll be both a sports network. There you go. And we'll start another business. And start again. Oh, well, didn't we buy you out once? Yeah. Didn't we buy you all out like 9 times? Yeah. For $100 billion each time.
And
much more. Y'all just got money. Y'all just be throwing at people.
and the thing with ESPN, because again, I've actually wrote them about their programming, and I talked to a representative there, and I remember what his first question was. So, what are your thoughts on our LeBron coverage? Because he sat there and he saw it, and look, I pretty much blasted him on it, And I said, listen, all I'm saying is this. LeBron is a great player. Like I said, he's a once in a generation player. I'm not taking anything away from his talent or his abilities. All I'm saying is there is way more to sports than just LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, it's like this. I just wish he would take his talent and go home.
And look, and I said,
and he doesn't have any that much more talent anymore, dude.
And look, here's the thing. I said, y'all are the worldwide leader. So, yeah.
Worldwide leader in sports. Flash LeBron.
LBJSPN is
yeah.
But all right, so next topic.
Yeah, finally. How do you think LeBron's going to feel about the next topic, Charles?
Maybe LeBron might be getting his team together, legally binding.
Oh, yeah, probably. and I'm going to go, yeah, see how much I care. Hey, Jabron Lames.
Look, speaking of basketball, though, we're going to address some of a good amount of the Kobe Bryant fans. Here's the thing with this one. So, as we were on the air last week, Aaron had pointed out to us what the Miami Heat center, Bam Adebayo, was doing, and he was in the process of scoring 83 points against the Washington Wizards. Now, look, y'all probably saw the shorty I did on Friday, saying the Wizards showed up to Miami to do two things: party and use all their fouls on Bam. Because he shot 43 free throws, made 36 of them. And I wanted to address the Kobe Bryant fans on here because there's a lot. There seems to be a lot of shade being thrown at Bam Adebayo for him scoring 83 points. And of course, that is second now in the history of the league in terms of individual highest scored or highest scoring performances in the NBA. Kobe was second on that list with 81, of course, which he did in 2006 against the Toronto Raptors. But the Kobe Bryant fans are basically saying, this is the guy who passed Kobe Bryant up. It's history, y'all. And history is, I guess it's created and made to be broken. So, are we really that petty and that shallow to sit there and say, I can't believe this is the guy who did it? Goodness, get over it.
And look, it's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. This is an offensive-driven league. Kobe had to do 81 in a league where defense actually mattered. Bam did it in a league where all people did was foul. And then let's be honest about that. Like, you know how many assists he had? How many assists did he have? 3? He didn't pass the ball. He was like, I'm on fire. I ain't passing the ball.
Aaron says the radio announcer for the Wizards thought they were going to pull Bam out of respect for Kobe Bryant. And that's some of the talk that is going through. And as someone who's here in DC, yeah, I kind of heard that around. Yeah,
if he's that on fire. Now here's where I had the problem is where people were missing free throws just so that he could get it. You know what I mean? Like, I would look at it like if that was me, I'd be like, you play your game, I'll play mine. I'll get my own 83 points. You leave me alone. I'll do my thing, you do yours. That's what Kobe Bryant did. You know what I mean? You do you, I'll do me, and I'll get my points. I don't need people helping me at that. And that's what they were doing. There was one point where I saw where Bam started bringing up the ball. You're not a 1. Get your butt down there and be your 4 or 5 that you are. But no, all of a sudden now he's the 1.
Aaron, excuse me. Aaron also says the postmortem idolizing, almost defying Kobe is beyond an acceptable, realistic, and societal level. Real talk. And then he says, Pat, you're from the South, home of Ricky Bobby. You ain't trying it, you ain't cheating. So I don't
Yes.
know if I buy that.
Bro, okay, well, look, I ain't gonna lie, I am a cheater. 100%. You it ain't cheating if you ain't getting caught. You know what I mean? So like when I played football when I was corner, yeah, I take my knee and drive it right into their leg. Can't run. I can keep up with you now. Ain't no problem. Throw dirt in people's eyes when I played baseball. I try to tap them in the balls when I played basketball. Bring up my stick when I played hockey or lacrosse. Dude, I'm a cheater. Yes, I am. But I will say this. I will score my own points based on how well I cheat. I don't need somebody to cheat for me.
You know what? I will say in the games I have played against you in basketball, I was a little bit more beaten up than normal games. So,
yes, I am.
I can
call me Draymond White.
Aaron, I can confirm that. Yes, that I had a few more bumps and bruises playing Patrick at basketball than.
Oh yeah, dude. When you know you played. I mean, that is for true, right there.
But going back to Aaron's comment about the post-mortem for Kobe, I agree with him on that. It is a little ridiculous, and this is coming from somebody who y'all seen the shorties I've done. I have a Kobe Bryant poster up here, the Mamba mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But when he did tragically pass away, there were a lot of, well, the league should, and here's one of them. The league should replace the logo with one of Kobe Bryant. And it said, come on now. Because that talk wasn't happening. It would be one thing if there was open talk about that. But none of that started until he passed away.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden we want to memorialize all this stuff. I do see where Aaron is coming from with that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty.
I mean, even like so the things that I growing up in that age, I loved watching Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. I did, and the way I kind of keep his memory alive is I don't actually remember the thing. Like I don't go back and be like idolizing Kobe for what he did on the court. I still love the things he did off the court. That's the things that I like to remember. The things like you said, the Mamba mentality, right? The quotes that he put together, the things that he said to motivate you. Those are the kinds of things that I liked from Kobe. And I always used to, me and you used to have conversations. I'd be like, man, Kobe Bryant is a ball hog. But then when you hear it from his perspective, you're like, well, okay, well, I can see why you're a ball hog. You know, I mean, like if you're willing to put in this amount of work and this dude's not willing to put in that amount of work, yeah, keep the ball. But again, I'm not sitting here saying anything about him keeping the ball. What I'm saying is, look at what he did technically on the court, but what he did off the court was he worked. He kept doing it. He kept perfecting his craft. One of the things I always like about him is he didn't care about his shooting percentage. He'd throw it off the backboard. Now that counts as a shot, and then get the layup and go in like that. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that I like about Kobe, but a lot of the things that was off the court that I really like going back and listening to and keeping that memory alive based on that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And Aaron says, the only thing I'm thankful for Kobe for is how he inspired Giannis. Aaron, and yeah, because you remember a lot of the same things were said about Jordan, where you would have players say, hey, he was an a-hole. He was a guy that was pretty abrasive, but Not so if you were willing to meet his work ethic.
Yeah.
If you were able to come in there, go to work like he was, then you got along fine with Jordan. Jordan just wanted to win. Kobe was the same way because, yeah, I mean, now that I sit back and think about some of those conversations we had, yeah, we would say Kobe is such a ball hog. But from that perspective, you can see where he's coming from because small habits turn into big habits. And if you're not coming into work to practice and master that craft, what makes you think you're just going to go ahead and just magically master it at the moments of truth in the game when you're supposed to do it? And so I can see from that perspective, just hearing it from that perspective, like you said, I can see where he's coming from with that.
But you do have to hear it from his side. I mean, and that's, I think that was where the problem always lied, is that, you know, when we would watch it, you would never hear Kobe's perspective. Not because he didn't want to say it. It's because he kept his vision off of what other people thought. He just did his thing. And then, you know, later in his career, then it's people are like, well, why was Kobe like that? And they're like, now you're starting to hear these stories. Like Shaq said it. He's like, hey man, you need to pass the ball. And he's like, yeah, there is no I in team, but there is a M in that. There's a me in that MFer. Yeah. You know, bro. I was like, seriously, like you're gonna say that? But then it comes out. Well, the reason why I say that is because of this. And then you're like, well, okay, well, I get that. That makes sense. Because I mean, I'd probably be kind of the same way. Like, I didn't want to pass you the ball. If you're coming in 5 minutes late to practice, leave 3 minutes early, while I'm over here an hour before practice and an hour after practice, and I got a game tonight, and I'm coming in 2 hours early so I could get my shots in before everybody else comes in. Like, that work mentality is far different when you look at it from that perspective. And then I'm sitting here going, yeah, I probably wouldn't pass it either. These guys are not putting in the work for that craft. So now I'm starting to understand it from that perspective. So you know, back on what Aaron said about the idolizing him, like, I get that, but if I'm going to do it, I love the off the court stuff he did. That to me is far more memorable. I'm not devaluing anything he did on the court, but like you said earlier, those records are made to be broken, and I just wish that they would do it on their own. I don't need 5 people to go in there and throw the ball off the backboard just to get me open. Like, I can cheat on my own. You know what I mean? If I want to get my triple double and I'm sitting here with 9 rebounds and 7 seconds left, and somebody passes me the ball and I kind of push it off the rim and get the rebound and get my triple double, yeah, I'm going to do it. Hell yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stat pad.
You're going to stat pad. They triple teamed him and they couldn't stop him, and that's an indictment on the Wizards. I mean, the Wizards.
Yeah, and that's an indictment on the Wizards. Yeah, and like Carl said earlier, like, they were out there just fouling. I mean, they were playing.
Racists that would get Pat in trouble for $500. They're gonna make a Jeopardy reference on here, Aaron.
If that ever pops up, you better record it and then send it, because I need to see that. But dude, I would pad my stats. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'll do it on my own. I don't need people doing it for me. Don't miss on purpose so that I can, like, I want to win first, and then I'll get my stats. You know, kind of like how Russell Westbrook used to do it: shoot 3-pointers, get his own rebound, and then make a layup. Mr. 500. You remember we used to call him Mr. 500? Now he's Mr. like 1.
Mr. 50
and miss, and then sits on the bench.
Mr. 50-50, yes.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. Well, I Okay, so he said, so Pat really did get that Ashley Madison sponsorship after all. He's kidding. we, how did
Dude, you gonna get me in trouble.
That's what we. Yeah, I was like, how did that come up? Oh shoot, this is when we were talking about the Hawks and Magic City Monday. That's right. Oh boy. So before we head on out, you mentioned the World Baseball Classic, and the U.S. is playing in the title game today.
Yeah,
against Venezuela.
They're getting beat right now, though.
I'm gonna say it, Patrick. If the U.S. does not win this after Japan got knocked out, especially, I don't know when they're gonna win this thing. I mean, I mean, there's a lot of talent, of course, playing for the U.S., but goodness, you talk about it being right there in front of you. You can't ask for anything better here. And if they lose, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent on that USA team, but what is the team like? Japan? I mean, like they had more talent. Mexico technically had more talent.
I mean, Japan got that cheat code.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, if you put in that code and you still lose. Remember that game King Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball?
Yes.
And you put in that code and he hits a home run every time? Okay. That's what Japan had. And he still couldn't win. That's the problem.
It's funny. You're bringing us back to Nintendo. Yeah. Putting codes for everything. You remember that Contra code, dude? Up, down, left, right, left, right.
Shohei always reminds me of what was that basketball game that had the glitch where it's like corner three.
Not NBA Jam.
God,
not NBA Jam, is it?
No, it wasn't NBA Jam. No, but you could go up. You could go up to the top. You go up to the top corner and shoot over there. And if you hit it just right, you can hit every 3-pointer. It was all in the corner, dude. Family Guy actually made a little thing about it. And
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, let's look it up. Family Guy corner 3. No, it was such a, and there was no cheat code in that. It was just a glitch in the game. But yeah, back on World Baseball Classic. I agree with you, man. If USA doesn't win it this year, I don't know when they ever will. And it's kind of a shame because I think this is the most talent USA has had in years, and they made it this far. But I mean, I don't think Venezuela is that good of a team, like better than USA. But I mean, we are 2-0 though.
I mean, as it was, Patrick, the U.S. had to sweat it out just to get into the knockout round. Remember, Italy beat them, and they needed Italy basically to blow out Mexico in the group stage to even get in.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they kind of got a second chance there. So, I mean, I don't know, dude.
And he lost to Italy.
Yeah, they lost to Italy.
I'm like, if you're going to lose to a team, lose to Japan or Mexico. Or maybe even Venezuela. You know what I mean? But, I mean, to me, I think they're a better team than Venezuela. And I also, but they're not better. My personal opinion, they're not better in Mexico and they're not better in Japan. But, you know, they did make it to this. So,
from the talent standpoint, I guess.
Yeah. And like you said, Japan has the cheat code and they still couldn't get it all the way in. So.
Oh, and real quick, before we roll out, you had mentioned to me, and this is some college baseball talk. So you had mentioned to me what had happened in the series between Tennessee and Georgia. Yeah. And I thought that was really funny with the Tennessee player Lawless hitting the home. Well, he didn't hit a home run. He thought he hit it.
Did though?
Bat down. Like, yeah, I got this. He's pumping his chest and everything. And and he got robbed of the home run.
And then he got robbed of the home run. Yeah. So this is the reason why I wanted to bring it up, and this right here, and this is where I always was like, why? Early celebrations in a game, like in baseball, there's so many times where you just bat flips, slamming your bat down, doing those kind of things. Like, look, I don't mind it. Do it. But let's make sure you hit a home run first before you do it. Don't look like that. I mean, he was like,
Yeah.
can you imagine that bus ride home? Imagine that bus ride home with me on your team. That's all I'm saying. Look, I'm never going to tell you I'm a home run hitter. I wasn't. I had warning track power at best. I don't care what it was. You put me on a pee-wee baseball field, and I could not hit a home run, but I can hit it to the fence.
I could see myself just being on that bus ride back to Knoxville, and just sitting next to Lawless, just sitting here like that bat flip, or no, that bat slam.
Oh, no. He was sitting right next to me. So like, he's sitting right here. This is how I would be sitting. You slammed it, dude. You slammed the bat further than that ball went. How did that feel? How did it feel to put it all the way over there? Or come back and you get nothing.
Aaron says my baseball position was left out. Aaron, what do you mean? This is one of the few times where
we gotta know.
I'm lost. I'm lost on this one. Why was your baseball position left out? You gotta tell me. Well, you gotta tell me what you mean by your baseball position. Is this another one that we didn't know about, or because I'm hurting here.
Well, he's a football player, so I'm gonna assume we're talking about the bench.
Help us, Aaron. Help us.
It was very interesting, man, because like that's what I wanted to talk about. Let's not celebrate too early. Let's make sure, because but I always think it's so funny. Like, one of the things I can't stand, like, even when you watch football, right? And they're running, they got it full blast, and then they just drop the ball just right before they cross the touchdown line. You're like, I mean, and it happened, and it happened. It could happen against Georgia, dude. And I'm like, thank God they didn't score. But I was like, but you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? It just irks me so bad that you just drop the ball before a touchdown, and then you swing a bat before you hit a home run, and like, don't do that. Get it over. But I will say this. Before you close off, bro. He got all of that ball though. He got every bit of it, dude, except for like a 0.5%. Because if he got all of it, that ball would have been good. But dude, it looked so pretty when he hit it, dude.
It did.
I mean, dude, when I first saw it, I went, dang it. And then I saw it, then it flipped out to center field. I was like, oh my God. Yes.
You gotta make sure that it is gone. And even still, man, run it out. Let's
run it out.
I understand you want to celebrate, and you want to pump your fists, you want to get your team pumped up, but let's kind of act like we've been there before a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's be a little professional about it. A little.
But you know what? It's all right, because now Georgia is creeping on up there. They looking good, dog. They've only lost 4. Dude, I've been excited about it. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because it was let's not do that. Let's make sure we get the touchdown. Let's make sure we get the home run. Let's make sure we get the 3-pointers. I mean, not everybody can Steph Curry everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pump the brakes. Let it play out. Not everybody can shoot from the bus and know it's money.
Well, with that, man, before we wrap up, what is coming up for Pro Epic?
Oh, dude. So we have some really cool ideas coming up. We are finished with season 4. Spoiler alert. Beat me again. I'm so mad, dude. I just want to strangle him. But I will say this. Season 5 is going to be crazy interesting. We are doing all of season 5 at the beach. And we're going to film season 6 while we're doing it. And we're going to do that against strangers. So it's going to be season 5 versus me and Brantley. We're going to do the filming. And then as people come up wondering what we're doing and stuff like that, we're going to challenge them and put that in season 6. So people get to challenge the bros and see if the strangers can beat the bros in 6 games. It's a pretty interesting idea, right?
It is, and I'm still laughing.
I'm kicking Brantley's ass in this next one, dude. I'm going to murk him. It's going to be 3 straight games, season ending, done. I am not letting him win one.
Man, you gotta settle down, Patrick. I mean, you want it so bad that your execution is a little off, man.
Oh, no, I will say this though, I stumped him in bucket golf, and then turned around and lost the freaking relay race. It was like a race that we did, and then he beat me in that, and I'm like, so season 4 actually only went 4 episodes. He beat me 3-1. So lame. Anyway, but I will say this, on the socials, you're going to see a lot of throwbacks to some of our Parents versus Kids dodgeball over the next couple of weeks as well, because we're trying to gear up for baseball at the Boom Boom Room as well. So that's what we got coming up.
Yeah, that's cool. And speaking of baseball, next week is our MLB preview show. So tune in for that and see who we are picking to win these divisions and the wild cards, and whether or not we think it's pretty much the LA Dodger Invitational. But yeah, tune in for that, and also be on the lookout. Patrick and I are starting to get this interview list together, and we've been talking about doing interviews on this show. Just talking about how sports is helping people cope, whatever that may be in terms of sports, and whatever it is they are dealing with. How does sports kind of help them cope with that? So look out for that new series, and we're getting some a list together for people who could come on to the show. Starting in May or going into the summer, we want to start doing that. Until then, and until next week, though, that is what we are breathing on for tonight on this edition of the Bofa Sports webcast. So y'all make sure y'all visit the Bofa Sports YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow the Bofa Sports Facebook page. Everybody take care. Aaron, thanks for coming in a little bit later, and I understand you probably have some stuff going on, and we're just glad that you were able to tune in, especially after what you had told us last week about the crazy weather.
So I'm glad you're safe and your family is safe as well, man. So awesome.
Yes. And for everybody else who tuned in, thanks for tuning on in, and enjoy the madness as it gets going in earnest, starting Thursday with those first round games. So everybody enjoy, take care, good luck on y'all brackets, and we will see y'all next week. Y'all take care.
And ESPN, stop stealing our stuff and go Dogs.